a lot of cats out here today, and I listen to some of your videos, and you know, everybody want to be a gangster. Everybody want to be with the business, but everybody is not with the business. You know, and I got a saying, gangster by nature and not by choice. A lot of these dudes do it because they see it and they think that's the way to be. You know, it's sad to say that, you know, our women love hardcore cats. You know what I'm saying? So everybody feel they have to be on that page. But when the test come, if you ain't ready for that test, point B, you can talk all the shit you want. But as soon as that cat, a real cat, get at your ass, you ain't ready for it.
Right.
You gonna fold. And when you fold, it's all over.
Exactly.
It's all over. So you know, that's where they fuck up at. Everybody ain't with it like that.
Right. And they always said the good girls like bad guys. And for some odd reason, you know, I don't know if it's but that's the opposites attract.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
We know she a schoolgirl. We know she green. We know that this whatever we trying to stash and hide is safe in her house. You know what I'm saying? So it's a survival tactic for real.
Right. It's a weird choice, and we pick and choose, and we know who to fuck with and who not to fuck with. But you know, I was reading up on you and how you mediate the hip hop thing. You know what I'm saying? Boy, I wish he was there when Death Row these cats, because you know Suge Knight didn't listen. And
I was there. I used to talk to Suge plenty of times. Like we stayed in tune, or I was in there when he got shot in Miami. I was in there. Yeah, so I always gave him advice too, man. You know, but once again, when you get the guys, it's a difference. If you're a guy from the street with millions, and then you got a guy in this industry with millions, it's still a battle because we still looking at it like it's a macho thing. You know, it's a testosterone thing. Like, why this guy even care to tell me to don't involve myself with certain things? You see what I'm saying? And that's because it's like, listen, you're going to be a fool with some money, or you're going to be a genius with some money. Which one you choose to be? My parents saying, okay, when you get 16 or you get your permit, we're going to buy you a car. You know, the stuff that they was telling me when I was 10 years old, you see what I'm saying? But by the time I'm 13, I got $1 million and counting. By the time I'm 15, I got 3 kids. So I'm doing all this on my own. Nobody was able to take care of me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in the street. You know what I'm saying? 13, 14, we fighting gang-related murders. You know what I'm saying? The crew stood solid. You know, you come from up under situations. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Then one, you know, take the case and they run it concurrent. So all I knew is how to stay solid in them situations and know that don't fall back victim to them situations as well.
Right.
You know, and you know, just that whole life of how reckless we was. Like, I just reflect on a lot of things. Like, we'll catch a guys and they got their mother with them going into the grocery store, but because he got his hat to the opposite side of what we wear, we whooping his ass in front of his mama, and that's not nothing to be proud of to this day, you know? But it's like, why would you put your mother in harm's way? You see what I'm saying? Going to the store with her with your hat to the left, or you know what I'm saying? Or to the opposite. Why would you do that? So that alone made a lot of disconnect with parents as well, because it's like, listen, you had to come clean with your parents. Like, look, mama, I can't just be going to any store with you. You know what I'm saying? My oppositions is over there. What you mean opposition? So, of course, she grew up in it too. So she know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, man, man, the life we really had to live, man, I'm grateful to see another year today, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
I mean, we had the same thing, but we had what you call, we gave people a pass. You with your mama and your kids, I'm not gonna shoot you. I mean, I might hurt your kid, you know, and you know, during my gangbanging days, gangbanging was the only thing I focused on. I'm not finna snatch your purse. I'm not finna go do this robbery and do this other bullshit. My purpose was gang banging and inflicting as much pain as I could on anything and anybody that opposed me. You know what I'm saying? So it was a big difference trying to hurt somebody that was with their parents or their kids.
Now the difference from us, we had a code babies on up. That's how reckless we was. We didn't care about nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I just and like that literally was what we was known for. You know, we was the enforcers of this city. You know what I'm saying? Right. So any calls from the mob or whatever, we had to carry them moves out. So it wasn't no turning yellow. You know, that was a thing we used to say, boy, we better not catch you turning yellow, we gonna leave you there. You know what I'm saying? Which it meant for the light, red, green, and yellow. You know, if you hesitant, we gonna leave you there because we know you ain't about this life. So right. A lot of times you had to witness people that you came up with get left on the scene of a situation because you know what I'm saying? You know, it's always, if you running in a pack, it's always, if it's 10 in that pack, it's 4 of y'all gonna be on the same page. And then it's gonna be 6 that's iffy. So in them situations, once them 4 look at each other and give each other that eye, that 6 might have to stay there. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you're dealing with a lot of stuff like that, bro, for so many years and time, it takes a toll on you. So whenever you're able to, like for me, like, you know, we go to the tattoos. My whole back is a mural. And it's complete, but it ain't complete with loved ones. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, for me, I knew about implying all the pressure and the pain. We never did reciprocate it until later on. So the pain we felt when we lost our one member, you see what I'm saying, allowed me to know that all them other families felt. You see what I'm saying? So this is when your conscience start kicking in. When you become conscious, and you got to think, like in my neighborhood, it's the Nation of Islam. You know what I'm saying? Elijah Muhammad Mosque is in my neighborhood. So, you know what I'm saying? So we had the brothers to look up to as well, you know, and it was like being raised on both sides of the street, the conscious side of things and then the negative side of things. So I knew right from wrong, but I know every time I go outside that door, it is what it is. You know, it wasn't no promise on coming back in here. So it was times where the nation, they had, I don't know what one of our partners had done something, but they kidnapped them. You know what I'm saying? The brothers had kidnapped them and took them in the mosque. You know what I'm saying? And we had to tool up and run in there and get them. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we running in there with these tools. And just a few years ago, you know, I just really apologized to Minister Farrakhan for my actions. You know what I'm saying? Right. And he acknowledged that and gave me all the love and guidance and coverage that it was because he understood that my pact with my brothers. You see what I'm saying? So, so I ain't gonna lie, bro, like that took a lot of weight off me because, you know what I'm saying, he's definitely a martyr in my eyes, you know what I'm saying? So for him to always embrace me and me coming up with his children and grandchildren and stuff like that and sending buses to my projects, you know what I'm saying? It was like every Sunday he'd send buses to my projects because the nation would throw parties, you know what I'm saying? And if you come to the mosque to hear the lecture, when the next Friday or Saturday when the party, you get a ticket so you get in free. So what was happening, I was in the projects on the west side of Chicago in the village, but the buses would bring us to the east side of Chicago on Stony Island, which was my neighborhood. So that basically was like a ride for me from one side of the town to the next, because now I can go to school the next morning. You see what I'm saying? It's grammar school time. But that gave us the preteens, that gave something for the preteens to do which is why so much crime is going on now. The preteens don't have nothing to do. Their families don't have no money. They can't, the YMCAs is no longer, you know what I'm saying, or the prices was too high for a YMCA. So what you think the kids gonna do? They're gonna roam the streets.
Right. We actually went through the same, but in a different manner. Just listening to him, you know, I had the run-ins with the months we had in Compton. You know, we went to them up and you know, they get us from the park, tell us to come listen to the word, and we go in there and we listen. And I'm gangbanging, I'm affiliated, I'm with it. So we get up and we hop in our cars and go up there. And it was a question I wanted to ask because they was talking about the blue-eyed devil. Well, if you're preaching this, how is you preaching about the blue-eyed devil and yada, yada? We biased to color, race, or whatever. And he told me to be quiet. We ask the questions at the end or whatever. You can't ask that. You just listen to the word. And I was like, you know, this shit, let me get up and go. So my whole crew got up and left with me. So they came out and said it was like a sign of disrespect. I turned around, bounced, gave up the you sign and just we left. When we went back to the park, we knew, well, I knew that that was the wrong way to, you know, do it. You know, them brothers on a totally different page than us, and I was out of line. So maybe a week, 2 weeks went by. I went back up there myself because I didn't want the homies to go up there with the homies and they see me apologizing to people. So I went up there and apologized on my own. And it was good from there. My cousins, the Frasers, are Muslims. So I felt like I was disrespecting them too. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Hey, JoJo, I wanted to ask you, I know that you talked about it because, you know, out west, we had what you would call sets back in the shy, you know, called mob, you know, in the mob. And you was talking about brothers wearing their hats a certain way. Could you touch on some of the rules, some of the do's and don'ts when you rolling through Chicago?
Well, you know, well, each area, each side basically had a strong force, whether it was GDs, Vice Lords, Black Peace Stones. So when you think of the South Side, that was basically predominantly Black Peace Stones and Gangster Disciples, Black Disciples. You know what I'm saying? The West Side was predominantly Vice Lords. You know what I'm saying? Because they had a few different branches of Vice Lords, and you had the Black Gangsters. So what you wind up having in the beginning was Black Gangster Disciples. You know what I'm saying? Under the 6-point star, and then you had the Black Peace Stones under the 5-point star, and you had Vice Lords under the 5-point star with a cane and a hat. You know, different branches in a bunny. You know what I'm saying? The bunny rabbit was one of basically what you would say a logo. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So even though we had colors as well, blue and black, they was red and black. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't solidify ourselves just off the color. You know what I'm saying? How they would do in LA. You know, you were red or you was blue. So for us, we had the Latin Kings. So when you see that gold and black, you seen the gold and black, you know you had the Latin Kings. So anywhere where we would go, it'll be a variety of every mob. You know what I'm saying? So it gets to the point where you know it was gonna be some beef and some problems. So you either stay in your neighborhood or where y'all predominantly at, because you don't want to put nobody in harm's way. You know what I'm saying? But you always got the Billy badasses like us that would go to the opposition parties. That was the crazy shit we would do. We was like a death wish. You know what I'm saying? Soon as we go in the skating rink that we knew predominantly was all Black Peace Stones and Vice Lords, called the rink. If you know anybody in Chicago, ask them about the rink on 87th Street. That was like walking. That was like a Crip walking in the jungle. That was like a Crip walking and Ma Pyru. You see what I'm saying? Which of course everybody was amongst each other, but I'm saying in one of their party, if James having a party, you know it's gonna be all Ma Pyru in the party. You see what I'm saying? But
right.
we would be the dudes from corner pocket or something, and we gonna come in James' party. That's how we was. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I just think of all that, bro. So today to even be enjoying a birthday and coming through this coronavirus and everything that's going on, it's like I'm forced to kind of help these younger guys because I know for a fact they dealing with their own issues and pains. But I don't want them to be just like me. I want them to be better than me. And that's what I want them to understand. It's like, I'm not having no macho man conversation with them. When they telling me they shot something over there, I'm telling them like, man, that should be your last time shooting, man. And they looking at me like, you who we want to be, like, what you mean? So what I do is say, if I'm one of the ones who you would want to be like me from right now.
Right.
Be like me from the last 10 years. Be like me. So what you been seeing me doing? Oh, man, you traveling the world. I ain't got no money to do that. You know why you don't got the money to do that? Because you shooting. You using your money on bullets and guns. I'm using mine on airplane tickets. You see what I'm saying?
Right,
So it's not that you can't do it. It's what you choosing to do. So I come through to a lot of guys, you know what I'm saying? And then you just, once again, that testosterone, bro, you're going to always have some that want to buck against the system. They want to buck against the system.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that your lifestyle in your previous days coming up as a youngster and they growing up and seeing how you get down, it plays a part in what they want to be, like you're saying. Now, these cats don't see another way. These youngsters don't see another way. They want to be like the big homie, how the big homie did his thing. And you know, what do you tell them? You know, I got 5, 10, I got so many nephews. The only thing I can say, you can never be us. You know what I'm saying? I guess I'm answering the question with a question, but I mean, what do you tell them? You know,
you basically tell them from your experience. You know what I'm saying? Do you want to be, do you want to be like one of our cousins that we lost? Do you want to be like my brother, that's doing 26 years, that's doing 50 years, that's doing life? You want to be like any one of your other 3 uncles that you see calling every 5 minutes, wanting us to put money on their books and come visit them and send them letters, and they ain't getting no sex from no woman? That's what you want to do? Because what you're doing now is what got them in that situation. So you just give them the examples of what they're doing, and you know somebody that's in a situation from those actions. You see what I'm saying?
Do you give up on them because they don't listen? They don't want to hear that.
No, so I never give up. But like I tell them, I never give up. But like I tell them, don't break my heart. You know, if you know I was a heartless dude, and I'm telling you don't break my heart, you know I mean it. It's sincere. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I would take their phone calls. A lot of times I would come to if they doing music, the video shoots. But if y'all are in war with somebody, it's a fool of me to come post up on the block with y'all in this wartime. You see what I'm saying? Unless I'm involved myself in that war with y'all.
Right.
So my thing is, listen, because a lot of them don't know this, James. Like, y'all shooting at each other, but what you didn't know, your great-grandmother and his great-grandmama and sisters.
Right.
So now so y'all done killed this kid over here, but you didn't know. But on your father's side, that's your first cousin.
Right.
So now how do you feel? You can't love your cousin on your mama's side more than you do on your daddy's side. You see what I'm saying? Which some do. We all have done that, played to favoritism.
Right.
Which what hurts us in our culture, even starting back from the beginning of time. Once separatism got introduced to our culture, everything been downhill ever since.
I try to look forward, and now my whole thing is wanting to give back and want to try to figure out a way to stop the shit that I did. And I felt, you know, with all the nephews trying to be gangbangers, you know, I tell my nephews, we didn't grow up with red hair and wearing a pair of pants with a bunch of zippers on them. This is not gang banging. Gang banging is being active, doing what gang bangers do. You can't be a college student and then gang bang. It's either or. You know what I'm saying? When I grew up, it was a job. This is my job right here, being on the block posted with a pistol on my side. My job was to go out there and do what I do, and every day was a war for me. And I had to understand, you can't be a half-ass gang member. But
let me tell you how when they start commercializing gangbanging, right? When they start letting guys do Pepsi commercials and they crip walking and get in the Pepsi commercials, we over here, we mad as a motherfucker, because it's like, y'all playing with this shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, this ain't no joke. Like, we lost people. You know, this our culture. You know what I'm saying? And you're not gonna make no mockery out of it, which in some eyes will say, hey man, they opening up the gate to give y'all something different to do. But at the time when we first saw it, it was like, damn. So it was a lot of phone calls from the Chi to LA to our relatives and saying, man, how y'all letting this shit go down like that? You know, or all of a sudden a rapper want to get on and say he banging because where he from, he don't got no rivals. So how you banging?
Right.
That's being you in this for protection. You see what I'm saying? So if I'm coming from Chicago and then I come to LA and now I want to be super GD, but if I'm in LA and don't run into no Vice Lords or no Blackstones, you see what I'm saying? I'm just skating. I'm just, you feel me?
Right.
So now it's like, that's not fair to the culture. You know what I'm saying? Up banging. You feel me? So
well, for us, I mean, we play a big part of that though, because we allow and we accept a lot of shit that's being put out here today. We accept the advertisement of what we are. We not paying attention that a lot of us lost our lives behind this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I got so many homeboys in the grave today behind gangbanging than you do just dying on GP. You know, natural causes or whatever the case might be. But, you know, we accept it. We accept all this shit. We accept it. So, like I say, then I wouldn't say we to blame. Now I say partial blame. The majority of the blame is on us because we not trying to rectify nothing that was really going on, that's going on today, especially with the rappers that's coming in and claiming a set. And we allow them to come in and rep the neighborhood because of money. It's a total different thing growing up in a situation than coming into a situation. You know what I'm saying? And just saying this is you.
And especially if you're an athlete or entertainer. The guys
when you don't have to be.
Right.
You don't have to get down like that.
The guys in the street would love to trade places. You see what I'm saying? It's like, you mean to tell me I can get on stage for 45 minutes to an hour and I get paid 50,000, 60,000, 15,000, or I'm gonna stand over here in this neighborhood and try to make 15,000 a month, you know what I'm saying, hustling in the alley, which I can probably get shot, robbed, or go to jail. So that be the thing that a lot of guys in them situations get upset about, but because it's like, man, why you trying to deter us from trying to be where you came from? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's like, bro, because it was by choice. It was in me. It wasn't on me. You know what I'm saying? That's what was going on. You know what I'm saying? Even though it was a choice for all of us back then. But once again, you tired of going to school, walking through 3 different gangs. You see what I'm saying? and each one of them 10, 15 deep trying to jump on you. So
right.
in my case, if you didn't come from a big family, you know what I'm saying, and y'all going to school deep, 9 brothers and sisters, then you was cool. You see what I'm saying? Because it kind of was a matchmaker, and the fight was going to be a little more intense because you know you can't go back home and tell mama you ran. You see what I'm saying? So when you come in here, so that's where a lot of my rep came from when I always say I bullied the bully. You know what I'm saying? When my mama didn't move into all these different projects, I want to know who the bully was. I'm going to go straight to him and let him know this ain't that, homie. You know what I'm saying? So we going to bite, we fight, we going to shoot it out however we had to do it, but you're not going to violate me in no kind of way. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I came up. You know, I don't know how everybody else's story different. Like I say, I ain't into the gang banging wrestling match and who the toughest gangster. Because, you know what I'm saying? Of course, a lot of them say the toughest gangsters is dead in jail for life. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'm cool with being a preventer. I love to be a preventer. I want to prevent it all. You want to argue? I have no problem.
And it made you money. I mean, that was the shocking part to me because, once again, if I know what I know now, I'd have been doing that a long time ago, especially dealing and being around Suge, bringing him to the hood. I would have implemented all kind of shit. I would have been a little more forceful on getting my money if I was thinking like that. I wasn't thinking like that. I know you. I'm gonna fuck with you. You done sold me this dream that we all gonna have it. Let's rock and roll. And I went with that.
Because had you known, you know what I'm saying? Had you known, it could have been like a Harry O situation. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna have this. I got this young brother, Suge, got a record company. He needs some consulting. You know what I'm saying? Because you the OG to him, James.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? So he looking for your guidance. But a lot of times what happens when them guys get the money, and if you don't have the same type of money as them, they feel like they don't got to listen to you. And that's what's going on today. If you ain't having no money or getting no money, it's like, what I'm listening to you for? So you got to listen to these raps. And they ignorant to a lot of things. That's why they keep bumping their head. You know what I'm saying? So in your case, if you would have laid there and had a consulting company, a management company, you would probably, knowing you probably would still have 100, 200 million right now. Well, you see what I'm saying?
And that's the thing, because, you know, we did a lot of shit, you know, walking into Ruthless Records and, you know, demanding, you know, just doing us. Which, you know, if you got a check, then I think we should have been compensated for that situation, for the next situation. Everything should have been dealt with like that. But my whole thing was looking at it. Here I am, never had a paycheck such as the ones I was getting at the beginning. You know, all that different exposure, going out of town and all of this. You know, I'm fresh out of prison and I'm in North Carolina, you know, just, I'm out of Compton. And I was just loving it. And when I saw the big picture, everybody else was sold already on the dream that I was sold on at the beginning. Now they stuck. And we can't get out of this situation, but you know, it was just so much money that went past us, everybody else was getting it. So the way you did it was like, man, I mean, I'm getting paid off of being smart and fixing situations and making sure motherfuckers get what they get, getting that jewelry back, the whole nine. Like you said, if that chain costs $50,000, let me get 10% of that for getting it back to you. I didn't do that with him. You know what I'm saying? Our whole thing was whoop that ass, be done with it, and say fuck it.
But you know what? That's why I'm glad you came and said, you know what? You made your bones with him. You sent him put something on his books because you understood. See, that's a grown man. Like when I watched that when you was like, you sent him something on his books. You told him thank you for the opportunity because in reality, it wasn't his fault that James didn't have this security company, his consulting company, his management company. It wasn't his fault. I put you right in the loop. You in the loop with me. You my OG. You my big homie. So if you would have had a club and said, hey, bring all the Death Row artists through the club, you see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's just like, but like you said, you was an enforcer. So by you being an enforcer, all you thought was enforcing.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of brothers that get caught up in that. You know what I'm saying? We all got caught up in just being an enforcer, but I always knew I wanted to multitask. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew that at any given day, this gonna run out over here. Being this enforcer gonna run out.
Right.
You know?
What you did.
It was a little difference for me, because here we are going at it with the police department. You feel me? Like our situations was different. It wasn't too much of like dudes in the street knew how he was rocking. You know what I'm saying? But we worrying about if we saying it's a peace treaty or we gonna deal with our own members, then the police will put on masks, a hood, or a different color hat and come through the neighborhood and be the one shooting until we was finding that out.
Right.
So
right.
this been going on since J. Edgar Hoover. You know what I'm saying? You got to think.
Same with us. Look
at the guys before us. You know what I'm saying? You had the Black Panthers, and then you had Jeff Fort. You had Fred Hampton. You got to think Fred Hampton was 21 years old when they assassinated him. You got to think Jeff Fort was 19 years old and made the United States government give him $1 million.
Right.
So people got to realize we was on a whole different ball game. I come from a whole different cloth. My cloth, they don't make it no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like anybody that I'm gonna say I'm looking up to is Larry Hoover and Jeff Fort. We see where they at. Larry got more life sentences than a Unabomber. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But at the end of the day, for him to change it, make it growth and development and make us aware that, look, we are not our enemy, bro. Like that Willie Lynch theory got to get up out of here. We got to get that Willie Lynch theory outside of our culture.
You don't think that play a part in our culture today? If they keep us separated, just like you said, and it was the same thing in our neighborhood, when none of the gangs was at war and everything was at peace, no shootings and all that, here you got the police coming in and telling us, oh, your homie got killed, woo, 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 such and such did it. The first thing we on our mind is to go retaliate, opposed to getting at the G-cats over there and saying, why did y'all do this? And they gonna tell us right offhand that wasn't us. But the police then came and kept this war going. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So the William Lynch thing, now that's the same thing we're doing today, divide and conquer amongst each other. This is what we are doing. This is what hurt us today. We divide and conquer. We don't want to see each other come up. If I see you get it, envy and all of this other shit, and here we are killing each other for this bag that I done worked my ass off for. I done sold drugs for 5 years straight. Ain't got caught. They know I got money at home. It's the homie that's gonna come in and try to rob you, not a stranger. We beating up and killing ourselves.
And to speak on that, right? I had wanted to mention, because like being in the group homes as a kid, you know, they taught us how to make jewelry. So I always express to any young brother or sister that's watching to never set up a brother or set up a sister to get hurt over some jewelry, because it's nothing but wax.
Exactly.
It's literally a candle, the same candle you burn to give you some light in your house if your electricity is off. That's what it is. It's wax. And then they add the minerals on it. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's like you're going to take this person's life for this candle. When you see these guys, and then a lot of these guys is wearing moistenites. They wearing cubic zirconium. So at the end of the day, none of us is gemologists. So you don't even know what you wearing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I was able to go to the south of the motherland and see the biggest raw uncut stone in the world. You know what I'm saying? I was able to look through that glass and just be like, damn, you know, at one point in time, the diamond didn't have no value. A lot of people don't know that. The De Beers made a value to a diamond because it was just a lot of stones that they had access to once they was over there. But in reality, how they sold a diamond and put a price on a diamond was through marriage. So a lot of people don't know that. So that's why for me, it's like, I don't need no paperwork and no court to tell me who I need to be with for the rest of my life and all that. Because the ploy was to put a price on the diamond. So if y'all, when y'all get off of this, go to YouTube or Google the De Beers marketing plan. It's like they marketing plan. That's how they marketed the diamond, to put a price on the diamond. And they started it off with the commercial of the proposal with the ring. And that's how they put a price on diamonds, man.
Damn.
Wow.
Ain't that crazy?
Well,
so
see, that's
real crazy.
I didn't know. I mean,
that's,
you know.
that's what I'm saying. So you taking a stone, a gem that was priceless. Keep in mind, you taking a stone that was priceless. Now you putting a price on it to make people kill each other over it. But in reality, it's just a piece of glass. It's a piece of glass, and it's and to mold it is wax. That's hardened, shaped, detailed, but it's not worth your life.
Right. But I mean, that's a choice that we make when we do each other. You know what I'm saying? Like with the when the cocaine hit, you know, some of the homies didn't have it, but when they saw the money that was being made in it, this when we start doing each other. You know what I'm saying? And it's been like that ever since. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
I mean, my whole point is we have to find some type of way to get back to the earlier days, how much we respected each other and seen each other in a different value than we do now. We really don't give a fuck about each other today. So,
we gotta cherish life more. Cherish life.
And it shouldn't take us to get old to start seeing. So if we start teaching these youngsters and showing them a different way, like a lot of guys in Chicago, I know they see you done been everywhere, and I saw that. And you know, getting that passport, I just I went last year at 54, able to see something like way across in another month on the other side of the planet. I went to Australia, and it was like, you know, just listening to how you was explaining it, I went through the same thing, just seeing how other people live. You don't see the obesity and the obese. You don't see none of that. These people, I seen 60, 70-year-old women at 7 in the morning at the beach doing yoga and shit. And you know, in Australia, they got these hills. You just ain't finna walk flat land. And they walking with strollers and ain't out of breath. Here, we are like sick for real. We are out of shape the whole nine. And just to live that and just go to different places, man, it was like, I wish I could go to places you've been, you know, like seeing, what's his name? Dr. Sebi,
yeah, Dr. Sebi.
Man, I know that was an experience, man.
Hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Like, that's a whole nother, like, that's like a whirlwind. You know what I'm saying? Here, but once again, me being raised to respect and listen to your elders, right, wrong, and indifference, and you are able to decide if they guiding you the right way or the wrong way.
Right.
So for me to get the knowledge that here this man is reversing all these critical illnesses, man, the brother, 83, 84 years old, man, with 1-year-old kids, man. And I mean, well, I know that our sperm is good to the day we die. I know that. But I'm saying this man having an erection at 83 and 84 years old. You see what I'm saying?
So he was like, for real, for real. I hear Nick Cannon and how Nick Cannon talk about him and respect him. But, I mean, like, I'm a diabetic. man, what I need to do to cure this, because taking these shots is a month. So if I can fix that, how to quit smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, see, he got all that. It's herbs that'll kill those. It's herb. I think it's called the chilaxin. I'm not sure, but I think so. It's herbs that'll kill those urges that'll fight off that nicotine and make you don't even crave it. He got some sons and grandkids out in LA, you know what I'm saying, that I can refer you to. But then another thing, it was like, that was another thing that he was dealing with, trying to get, I think, the family out of Atlanta, or maybe Atlanta and New LA, to stop using his name. So, you know what I'm saying? I was telling Nick that if he needed some help from me, you know what I'm saying, towards the documentary, I would assist him, because the daughter that has the estate now, I could have put him in tune with.
Right.
So, you know, but once again, bro, it's like, cause I posted the trailer, and the trailer got about 30,000 views on my page. You see what I'm saying? But
right.
That's because a lot of people know me from being over there in his house. You see what I'm saying? Right. Now, Nick, I hope once again that it's not one of those testosterone situations and feeling like not bringing me in on the situation to something you know that's near and dear to me as well.
Exactly. You stayed at his house.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying?
You had a bond with him for real.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and then my man Gravy out of Virginia, he was his traveling chef. So when Dr. Sabe used to travel over here and do his lectures, Gravy would go along with him. You know what I'm saying? And make his food, just like he have his niece and his nephew Mike, and the other nephew, he moved to I think he living in Canada right now. But man, it's like he helped his nephew. His nephew had got bit by a snake. Saved the nephew. Like, bro, it's serious, man. It's like everybody want to make something a scoop type situation, and it ain't no scoop. It's when you study the body, you know what works for the body. You know, if you eat too much salt, you're gonna have high blood pressure. So you just eliminate the salt out your diet. You know what I'm saying? So for you perfect because you have the illnesses that we all suffer from. So you are the testimonial. You feel me?
Right.
Like I had a brother that I was going over there with. We were supposed to stay for 2 months, but we stayed for 3 weeks. Rest in peace to Jamal, right? So he called me today because he was in a penitentiary in Philly, but he from Watts. He from Watts though, but he grew up in Philly, back and forth. So he had got he was Allen Iverson's accountant for like 17 or 13 years. You probably know Maul, light skin. He used to have long braids. Jamal, they used to be with AI every day. So long story short, because his mama, everybody, they from out Watts. So he give me a call today and like, bro, I just went and had my last treatment, chemo. They can't do nothing else. They gave me 60 days to live. Bro, I ain't kissed my kids, hugged nobody. I ain't do nothing. I got that up there next day on a flight and told him to meet me in Honduras, man. You know what I'm saying? And I was documenting it. I was documenting his trials. So before he left home, he was bedridden, couldn't get up, in a wheelchair and all that. When we got over there, bro, and they got to work and getting them together, man, that man up, y'all. He walking, he dancing. We playing dominoes, the whole thing, James. And I'm seeing this in front of my eyes. There was another brother, because, you know, it's a whole village. It's a village with cottages, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's people from all over the world that be there. So it was a brother over there that was paralyzed, couldn't walk. So he went to the thermal pool, his wife in the thermal pool with him, and she stepped on his foot. So he holler out, ouch. He like, ouch. So she like, ouch, what you hollering ouch for? He say, you stepping on my feet. Bro, she burst out in tears. She couldn't believe it. And he had got shot he had got shot up, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he was able to walk again, man. She cried.
So what you think the problem is? People just, I mean, that'll hurt a lot of industries, like for pharmaceuticals.
Of course.
People follow.
Of course. Why you think stuff like this is going on right now with Corona?
Right.
Population control, bro. It's always been population control.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For us, with all the people that was killed, that was avoiding the slave trade, because we don't talk about the millions of people that jumped off the boat in the water. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and then you got people that like the Holocaust and all that. It always was a population controls type situation. Abortion. You know what I'm saying? It's always been a population control plan in effect for forever. So,
right.
And in today's society, everybody's smoking weed and strung out on cigarettes. So who is falling victim the most and who ill? Everybody that has what? Upper respiratory infections.
Exactly.
Or upper respiratory issues because from smoking. So all the tragedies are basically coming from them, because what it's doing is attacking your lungs. What the tobacco doing? Attacking your lungs.
Exactly.
So those are the people that they feel like they basically playing Russian roulette with their life, because on a pack of cigarettes, the Surgeon General tell you cancer, this, that, and the other, and people still smoke. So you think
one of them.
This what I'm saying. So it's like you think I should care that this virus gonna kill you? You already was killing yourself.
Right.
But
right.
you killing yourself is costing us. You killing yourself is costing us. You costing the government to help you with this hospital, help you with your insurance. You see what I'm saying? You costing us.